Hey guys, welcome back to another trade recap. This is for. Oh, no. Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly recap. This is for the week starting the 15th of December, the third week of December. Um, is it the third week? I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to another trade. Oh man. Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly recap. I believe this is episode 5. But yeah, this is my trades for the week starting the 15th of December. This week was a bit interesting. We had really good volume for most of the week. We had lots of news. But yeah, I did 3 trades and one lost 2 break-evens. Not the absolute best. To be honest, in my opinion, there was so much volume, but just not really any results. It was just very sporadic and we had a lot of sell-offs. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So my first trade was on Monday, this trade, at 9:48 or 49 is the next candle. But yeah, so you see as I started, we had a huge sell-off, which was perfect because my bias was bullish. And obviously I'm looking for a long. We create this 1 minute gap of good size and we have a 2 minute tiny gap. And on this next candle, we inverse both. So the 2 minute is also inversed at this point. So it's good. The only bad thing is that price is already taken out this high. Now, in this exact trade, there isn't exactly a close swing high. The next swing high in this trade is this point. Even if we haven't seen this candle, well, obviously the next swing high is this candle, this wick technically, but the one you would look for as a break-even point would usually be, something like this. But this is, it's 50 points away, so you wouldn't target that. So ideally, you choose, the first liquidity form, the first wick, really. It's just not the highest quality setup, but we inversed it with such high displacement. But obviously, we did take out this high, and in terms of break even, as soon as you tap a form liquidity, price could easily reverse. So I did enter this, I entered it lighter, but I literally instantly went break even just because we've already hit that. And I expected price to just run because we've inversed this with just such good displacement. I don't believe we tapped anything. We actually did tap like 30-minute unmitigated right about here. So this was a nice reaction and I did see a reversal happening, but literally we just straight dumped, and I'm pretty sure we sold off for like so much in this session. Like I don't know what was going on. If you guys traded it, you know what I meant. Like it was just pumping. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, crazy reversal candle. But yeah, so this is sort of what I predicted. We would just straight away dump. Also, ES looks absolutely awful. There is no fair value gap on ES. And yeah, we're just not. We are correlated, but yeah, there's no fair value gap, and ES, the inversing candle, it's just not that prominent. Plus, these 2 wicks are not what you want to see. You want to see just inverse straight. You don't really want to see like rejection. But yeah, but that was a break even. That was just a way more riskier play and cheeky play. And luckily, I covered my risk and protected myself with it. But I wouldn't really recommend playing that. That was just more of a conviction play and something that you gain with experience. But definitely not the absolute best play, but not the worst. My next trade, let me get it up, is on Tuesday, Tuesday the 16th. So it was a short. Now this was actually a pretty good trade. So at this point in the market, the bias was a bit more neutral. Okay, so I was looking for either or position, and we were sort of just creating a range. Broke out of that range. We created a very nice 1 minute with a very nice swing low, very nice break even point right here. Right, same on ES. See how this is different from the last trade because, well, if I show the inverse as well, there's good displacement, but it's not absolutely ridiculous. And also ES is practically mirroring NQ. You can literally see these two as being the exact same trade. So yeah, this was a pretty nice trade. We did have a good SMT with ES. As you can see, this high, we have taken it on NQ, and we have not taken it on ES, therefore creating an SMT. Bias was a bit more neutral, so this trade is very valid. And yeah, great displacement. It's just a 1 minute. We are reacting off higher time frame, fair value gaps. As you can see to the left, these red squares line up. And yeah, ES is correlated, and ES also does inverse. So obviously my entry is candle close the inverse, sorry, and my stop loss is usually about 5 or 7 points above. Just sort of depends on the trade and my conviction. And once again, I obviously target a 1-to-1. This trade, so this next point is very vital. ES hit the low, but NQ didn't. But just because of like the conviction and sort of the move, I expected us to dump. I didn't expect, because I'm pretty sure price first started to retrace and then it slowly went, and it just wasn't convincing. So I went break even at the low for ES taking it, just because we've then created an SMT. But then also, it's just not what you want to see. You want to see us just dump and just blow through. And I'm very thankful that I did, because obviously we did then run and come to the stop, and did eventually obviously run through that. Doesn't matter. I don't even know if we retrace. No, we don't. But even if we did, it wouldn't matter, because you wouldn't stay open in this position when you're at, double your risk like this. It's crazy. You would never do that. So yeah, so this technically was, well, I mean, no, it's not really a losing trade because it was a break-even trade. So yeah, but I don't think this was a bad trade at all. I think this was a very good trade. It's just being careful when you should go break-even. But I imagine a lot of people did get caught out on this, just because it is a bit more of technical analysis with it, and reading the market compared to just being a robot and doing exactly what other people do. And then we go into my final trade of the week, which is on Tuesday once again, and this was unfortunately a loss. So yeah, obviously not great, but it does happen. Let me get it up. Where is it? Oh, it's here. So it's off of. Okay, so it's off this right here. So this trade is a loss, but I am extremely happy I took it, and I would take this trade every single day of the month. So just for context, after 10 a.m., which was literally like 5 minutes or 7 minutes after before the trade, we had inverse higher time frame fair value gaps, and so we had inverse this big 4 hour, and we had this 4 hour mitigated above. Therefore, price is now bullish, and we really should come for this 4 hour mitigated. I mean, from the inverse, we are literally 35 points off of it. So for me, this was easy money. Okay, and we have a gorgeous break-even point. Once again, this is way better than that first trade. We have a very clear swing high right here, close to price as well. How many points is that? 11 points. And then obviously we've got a nice target there. So obviously we also do have a 2-minute, as you can see here, and price does inverse it. The only small problem is that ES has a tiny 3-minute. Oh no, sorry, it's not tiny. It's a normal size, but a 3-minute. And it hasn't inversed at this point. So the 1 and the 2 has, but the 3 hasn't. The 3 still has another minute to do. However, due to the trade, I was very sure that we would play it out and we would go through. And the problem with waiting for a trade, sorry, excuse me. The problem with waiting for higher time frames, like just a 3-minute to inverse, is when you have such a move like this with high displacement, if you wait for the time frame to inverse, you may miss the move. So when it's a trade like this with such strong conviction, you sort of just need to believe in yourself and the trade and go for it. But let's look at why this is good. So we sweep internal liquidity. We also create an SMT with ES being this low. As you can see, NQ has not taken it, but ES has, as you can see. We are very correlated, and once again, ES does inverse the same things. And just look at this displacement. This is just gorgeous displacement. It's exactly what you want to see. So this is an almost perfect trade. We also have, I think these are 1-minute equal highs above, but yeah, obviously the crazy draw above, and obviously due to a big stop, because it's a big 1-minute fair value gap and big displacement, my 1-to-1 is actually past the 4 hour unmitigated. But the way I would play price is as soon as we tap it, I would watch, and if we were sort of retracing and not blowing through it, then I would probably trail tighter, but ideally I would want to wait for a 1-to-1. But literally the next 2 candles we just dump. So obviously hit my stop there, and that's just it. I honestly can't tell you why this failed. That is just trading at the end of the day. If you have an A+ setup that you believe in and it is the best trade you've ever seen, it can fail. There is no way it will succeed. The markets are not an algorithm. They are random to a degree. If they were an algorithm and you could predict it like for sure, then everyone would just play, everyone would just wait and gamble $1 million on one trade because they know it will work. So in my opinion, this is an A to A plus trade. Maybe if we came down and swept this low out somehow, this would have been better, but this was a really good trade, and I'm very happy I took it once again, and I would take it again. Unfortunately, it's a loss, but hey, everyone loses. No trader out there has a 100% win rate, even the greatest. They will not win every single day of the month. They might have a good winning streak, but they will lose, and this happened to me today. But the biggest thing is managing your risk. I only lost what I wanted to lose. And the biggest thing is controlling your emotions. After this, did I revenge trade? No. The funny thing is I didn't actually even take a trade for the rest of the week. But that wasn't because I didn't let myself. There was just no setups. But that literally proves to myself that I managed my emotions properly and I didn't revenge trade or do anything different because of taking this loss. So yeah, and also just to note, if we did wait for the 3 minute, it would have been fine because as you can see, the 3 minute on ES is now inversed at this point. But if you were to enter here, you would be, you probably still would enter just because this is a very nice retracement. And now if we look at it, if you were aiming for the 4 hour, it's a 1.6R. So you probably still would enter that, to be honest. Like, this was just a very good trade. I know a lot of people did get caught out on this. So yeah, but that is just trading at the end of the day. You will lose and you have to manage it. You will lose, guys. You cannot be like, okay, I'm going to focus so hard and study and be into it and be so professional and then think you won't lose. You will lose, okay? Just factor that in and you have to prepare yourself for it. So yeah, so that was my trade recaps for the week. Nothing much to say, but it's slow. There was lots of volume, but yeah, personally, not much entries for me towards the end of the week. Let me know if you guys caught anything. We have also on our Discord just recently started live streaming every day during the New York AM session. It's completely free to join the live streams and also the Discord, so feel free to join up. I will have the link in the Discord, the description of the YouTube, or it will be in my TikTok. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, let me know if you guys want any other form of content, and I'll see you in the next weekly trade recap. Bye.